So it's been a while since I uploaded, a bit longer than I planned. I've been procrastinating from recording something for this channel for months now, despite having a list of video ideas. But when one of those is based around Christmas, I basically had to get myself together this month. So yeah, we're 1 week from Christmas, and I thought I'd get into the festive spirit by doing a Christmas dinner tier list. This is a very important topic, and I take Christmas dinner very seriously. So this is going to be a very professional video right here. As you can see here, we have a list of Christmas foods here. I think we've got like 25 different ingredients that you might find on a Christmas dinner. Obviously, for some people, they might not have some of these, but I thought anything that deserves a discussion on this list, anything that anybody in the world puts on their Christmas dinner, I thought I'm going to include it in the video for a discussion. So, you know what? Let's just get into it. I mean, look, we've got 6 tiers here. The goats are just those few items that you just need on a Christmas dinner, like the best, the ones that you look forward to eating the most. The important tier is, for those that have to be on the plate, maybe they're not the main ones that take all the glory, but they definitely need to be on a Christmas dinner. Otherwise, it's just something's wrong. Then this tier here deserves to be there. These tiers are pretty self-explanatory, to be fair. I mean, not against it. These foods, if I've gone somewhere for Christmas dinner and the food is there, yeah, I'm literally not going to be against it. It's fine, but I wouldn't really miss it if it's not there. Not for me. Of course, I'm not really going to eat it. And stinky is just like, yeah, just bad, just bad. So yeah, we're just going to go through all the tiers as quickly as I can. I don't want this video to take too long. You know what? I was going to go in order, but let's start with turkey because it's the captain of the team here. And I mean, we've got to put it in goat. I'm not taking any of this slander about turkey saying that, well, it's not that good of a meat. It's a bit dry usually. We're only eating it because it's traditional on Christmas. Nah, I'm eating turkey on a carvery, like on any random Sunday. Like, turkey's underrated, man. Like, why are we complaining about it being dry when you can drench it in gravy? Like, you have to make sure that you're not eating it dry. Like, that goes without saying, but you need to drown your food in gravy. So, this whole thing about it being dry, this is a myth for me. Like, it's no problem at all. It's in the goat tier. It's what makes the dish. And onto carrots. They're pretty nice, man. Like, nobody will give them the recognition. They're not a goat, but they're definitely important. I would start giving second looks if it wasn't on the table on the 25th December. I feel like it won't get the respect that it deserves, but it's that team play. It adds that bit of variety. You do need vegetable. You don't want a really, really stodgy Christmas dinner. But, a bit of vegetables is good for you. It deludes you into thinking that you're being healthy on Christmas Day. So carrots absolutely have to be there. For me, peas maybe deserve to be there. Could you get away with not having them? I'll put them in. I'll squeeze them in important. I would like to see peas on a Christmas dinner. Maybe not everyone does. I think you need something green. Debatable, but we'll keep it in important. For me, Yorkshire puddings. Some people might put in the goat tier. To be honest, it is pushing the goat tier, but I will put it in important just because it doesn't really taste of anything. I mean, if we're going to paint turkey with the brush of it being dry, you wouldn't have it on its own. Like, you do need the gravy, you need the other foods to go with it. And that is where I feel like it just miss out on the goat tier for me. Yeah, it's not quite the best, in my opinion. When you see what is in the goat tier, we're reserving it for like the best 3 or 4 foods. Yorkshire pudding is definitely up there. It's really important for a Christmas dinner. But yeah, I feel like this looks right so far. When it comes to sprouts, just not for me. A lot of people are slandering sprouts. They're just not good. They're just not that tasty, for being real. Your farts are going to smell grim after your dinner as well, eating these bad boys. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, if they're there, I mean, maybe I wouldn't be against it. I get that they're traditional. They're just not for me. I don't really rate them. I could eat 1 or 2. A bit of a waste of space in the old stomach, to be honest with you. It's not for me. Broccoli, for me, yeah, let's put them in important. It's kind of in this tier with the vegetables, where you just need that bit of variety here. So yeah, for me, broccoli would be a weird one not to include on the list. When it comes to parsnips, a bit sickly if you have more than a few, in my opinion. I think a few is fine. Yeah, they deserve to be there. They are quite Christmassy, I guess. I'm personally not that big on parsnips, but they're fine. You don't need that many, in my opinion. They're just nice to have, maybe for a treat, maybe for something different, because who eats parsnips like outside of Christmas? I mean, someone probably does, but I don't. So yeah, it's nice, I guess. What we got here, these are boiled potatoes, I think. Yeah, boiled potatoes. Not against it, to be honest. You're going to see in this tier list that when it comes to the potato option, there are just better options. I mean, boiled potatoes. It's like one of the most boring versions of a potato out there. So for me, I'm not against it. And if you've got the other two options, which I will cover in a moment, you don't need boiled as well. So yeah, I think that looks about right. Cauliflower cheese, not for me. I do not get this whatsoever. Maybe because I'm not really a cheese person either. If you're one of these people that are obsessed with cheese, maybe then that's what carries it, because cauliflower is just a crap version of broccoli. Like, let's be real. Come on, it just doesn't really taste of anything, in my opinion. It's just shaped like broccoli, but someone just took the flavor away. Dumping a load of cheese on it doesn't really do it for me. It just makes the meal heavier than what it needs to be. Yeah, it's not for me. Roast potatoes. Now, when we're talking about goats, we've got to put roast potatoes in there. This for me just makes boiled potatoes completely redundant in this tier list here. And yeah, for good reason. Roast potatoes are pretty elite. They're Christmassy. They're good to have outside of Christmas. What more do you need to say? It's like one of the best vegetables made in the best way. Like, roast potatoes absolutely need to be top. Nothing more to be said. When it comes to mash, this is where the Christmas dynamic really comes in, because if we're talking just ranking these foods on how nice they are, it'd be in this tier. It's arguably as good as roast potatoes, but it's not that Christmassy. I feel like it does creep in on Christmas dinners just because it's as good as what it is. Like, it is just mashed potato is pretty elite. Like, you can have it with nearly anything savoury in my opinion. But at the same time, if I turned up to someone's house and they made Christmas dinner, I don't think I'd have a leg to stand on demanding that mashed potatoes is there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if roasties are there, mash is nice to have on the side. So I will put it in deserves to be there. It definitely, on merit, it adds something to the dish, but it's not traditional. So on taste, it would go in the goat, but on a Christmassy level, it deserves to be there. Gravy, for me, might be the most important thing on a Christmas dinner. Here's the thing. With turkey, it is vital, but you can substitute it with another meat. With roast potatoes, don't get me wrong, a Christmas dinner without these two things would be ass. But roast potatoes, you could substitute them with mash or boiled potatoes at a push. But with gravy, imagine the most perfect Christmas dinner, but then there was just no gravy. Like, it would be terrible. So gravy for me might be the most important part of the dish. And you need plenty of it. You know, I'm a Brit. I need to have loads of gravy all over the meal. So for me, yeah, it's got to be in the goat category. No debate. Now, this is a bit more of a rare one. Now, this is pumpkin or butternut squash. It's sort of, I don't know, they're kind of like similar, I guess. Nah, not for me. Not for me at all. I can't say that I eat this often for good reason. I mean, it's a vegetable at the end of the day, I think. And I think some people maybe have it on their dinner, maybe like a posh person. It sounds like a posh person thing to have on a dinner. Nah, pretty stinky to be fair. I don't really see the point. Now, this is spring beets, I think is the name. I'm not against them being on the plate, to be honest with you. It's not really traditional, but they're definitely eatable. I could have a good time eating those. So yeah, I think not against those. Pigs in blankets. Let's talk about pigs in blankets now. Yeah, we need to put that in the goat. I don't know who made the idea of sausages wrapped in bacon, but it's pretty sensational, to be honest. I mean, if they're cooked like proper, like nice and dark as well, they're just elite. They're just elite, in my opinion. And these are my goats. These are the four goats when it comes to Christmas dinner. So yeah, they absolutely deserve their place on this top tier. Okay, so we dragged these photos up a little bit more so you can see, but we've got a few more meats here. Now, some people, like my family, like to do this, cook a second meat on Christmas dinner. Now, I feel like that is coming from a place of greed, to be fair. Like, you don't need it, but it's nice. I'm not against having beef or ham, like a proper cooked ham. I'm not against having those as a secondary meat on a dish. But you're not going to complain if they're not there. You know what I mean? Like, turkey's fine. And this comes into the Christmas side of things, because these would be a lot higher if we're just talking about foods. Chicken, I like just as much as turkey. When we talk about Christmas dinner, it's not for me. Why? What is the point? Or your turkey's rotten or something and you need meat last minute and there's none left. You could get a chicken, I guess, and it wouldn't really make much of a difference. So I guess I wouldn't be against it. It just depends on the context with this one. But with ham and beef, I feel like, yeah, any context, you can really have that on a Christmas dinner. I'm not against it. Now, duck, not for me. I think duck is overrated. I never really liked it. I just think it's a weird meat. And people, I think it is kind of Christmassy to some people, but I don't get it. I just don't really get it. Not with a Christmas dinner. When I've had it with Chinese food, it's just not really a meat that I'm that bothered about. So yeah, not for me, bit overrated. Now, if you don't know what this is, these are called leeks, I think. I'm not against it, they're fine. I don't really have anything else to say about that. Wow, I thought that there was going to be 3 or 4 goats, but once again, stuffing. I mean, you've got to have stuffing on a Christmas dinner. Like, come on. I mean, some people go to the extent of cooking a turkey with stuffing inside. I mean, that's not something that I've personally experienced, but having stuff in there on the side, you just need to have it. I mean, some stuffings aren't that great. You know, if you've got big chunks of onions or cranberries in, I don't really like those ones. I'm not even 100% sure what stuffing really is. I know it's sage and onion, but it's a weird food for sure. I don't know who invented it, but whoever did, round of applause to you, because this is a staple on a Christmas dinner. And if you went somewhere that was serving dinner on Christmas and they didn't have stuffing, some words are going to be spoken about that. Now let's look at this closer because there's 2 purple dishes here. Okay, cranberry sauce for me, nah. I think cranberry sauce could go with something else. You know, it's kind of like jam. I like sweet things. I feel like it would go with other foods, but on a Christmas dinner, nah, I don't really see it. You know, when you have like these additional sauces as options alongside gravy, I think you're trying too much there. I don't, you don't need it. If we're being real, bread sauce, I've had it once or twice. I don't see it. If I'm being honest with you, I don't see why it's necessary. Just be happy with your gravy. This is just going to add more taste. That is just realistically worse. So why are you doing that? When it comes to mint sauce, actually, you know what? I'm not against a little bit of mint sauce. You know, add something a bit different to the dish. I personally wouldn't really have it if it was there as an option, but if someone forced me into it, you know, it'd be okay, just a little bit. Mustard, rank, absolutely rank. What are we doing here? I'm not a big fan of mustard in the best of times, so keep it away from my Christmas dinner, mates. What is this here? We have got, oh, cabbage, cabbage. I don't mind cabbage. Yeah, yeah. Why not? Why not have it in? It deserves to be there. Well, is it really a Christmassy thing to have? I don't really know, but I feel like yeah, it deserves to be there. Sure, whatever. Red cabbage, basically the same thing, isn't it? I like cabbage to be fair. Maybe I'm going a bit high on this, putting it next to parsnips and mash. Yeah, I think so. I think so, to be fair. So let's just put them here. I would not be against having these on my dinner, to be honest with you. Now, these, you could be fooled, they're not spring beans. These are asparagus. And again, I'm not against having asparagus on a Christmas dinner, to be honest with you. I wouldn't miss it if we're being real. It's kind of forgotten. But if it's there, you know, I might have a couple. No issue at all. Finally, we've got corn. Now, you might be thinking, who the hell has corn on a Christmas dinner? I've never heard of that personally, but it is an option if you go to like any real like carvery place on a Sunday. They'll have corn next to peas, and corn is pretty nice to be honest with you. I might say something controversial. Maybe it deserves to be there. No, it doesn't, because it's not a Christmas. It's not really like a traditional Christmas dinner item. So let's just put it there. We're kind of struggling to fit everything on the tier list here, but that is it. Let's just expand this here. Look at that. Now, that is the perfect Christmas tier list, in my honest opinion. We've got 5 goats here at the top, 4 more items that, in my opinion, need to be on a Christmas dinner. And then these 2 items deserve to be there. If I was to make a Christmas dinner and, you know, have a realistic amount of foods, this is what I would probably go for here. How many items is this? 11 items. I think that's pretty fair. I would maybe say add ham into the mix. If we're going to be luxurious and have 2 meats, then I would say ham. But yeah, all of these items, you know, if you had 1 or 2 of these in the mix, I got no issue with that, if I'm being completely honest. And then these items, you know, you might have on your dinner, but it's not really for me. So yeah, if you have made it to the end of this video, let me know in the comments, you know, what you disagree with in this tier list. Did I get anything wrong? Is there anything that you have on your dinner that I missed out completely from this? I mean, there was nearly 30 items on this list, so I'm quite interested to know if I didn't miss anything out. I'm going to make more tier lists on this channel. That's kind of the direction that I'm going to go in, I think, is more like ranking videos, because my content beforehand was just so inconsistent. So if you are new to the channel and you do want to check out my other content, I mean, feel free to, you know, I'm happy to take in whatever views I can, but I'm probably going to switch up the content a little bit and try and be a bit more consistent, you know, because a channel can't grow if you're just making random videos with no kind of pattern. So that's kind of like my mini channel update. If you are someone who regularly watches my videos, hi again. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you stick around for future videos. And yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, it's not too long.